Hi everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Sushi Dragon Masters. And today I am doing the opposite book tag. And I don't know how old this tag is, but I saw it and I wanted to do it. And I'm still filming on my sister's camera. My own camera's coming in the mail. It's an actual video camera, but I'm excited to use my new one. But I still needed a video up this week. And also, this tag requires so many answers, and when I do book tags, I always stack my answers in front of me. I have two separate stacks, because if I kept stacking up, it would have blocked the camera, and that would have been annoying. But anyways, let's get started. So, the first question is the first book in your collection and the last book you bought. The first book that I actually got when I started to read a little more and everything was the fourth book in the Cat Royal series, which is Cat O' Nine Tails by Julia Golding. And I actually got this off of eBay, which is why it has this sticker that says April's Please. Don't know why it says that, but it does, and it doesn't have a dust jacket, and it's yellow. But this was the first one that I got when I actually started becoming a reader, because I really like this series. It is I guess a middle grade they call it, but it's awesome and fun. And the most recent book I'm pretty sure was that I actually bought with my own money was When It Happens by Suzanne Colinsanti, and I got this at a used book sale. And I haven't read it, so I don't really know. I don't know much about it, but I know it's a contemporary. Okay, next question is a cheap book and an expensive book. So, for a cheap book, I'm picking The Giver because I got this for 50 cents. And also, it was so used when I got it that any bookmark I put in it would just, fall out. So I ended up having to dog-ear it. I didn't dog-ear many pages because I read this in, really fast, and it's really good, and I recommend this book. And a more expensive book, I never really bought super expensive books, but it would probably be The Heir by Kira Cass, because I got this the day it came out, so it was, full price and everything. And I love this book. So, we're on question 3. A book with a male protagonist and one with a female protagonist. And I had a hard time with this because most of the books I have that have male protagonists, they alternate with a female. So I ended up picking Holes by Louis Sachar, or Setcher. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I recommend this book too. If you've seen the movie, this is actually better than the movie. And I like it. And I made my sister read it, and she actually read it, and she liked it, and it's really good and awesome, and I want to reread it. And one with a female protagonist would be Cinder by Marissa Meyer, because, Cinder. And I also recommend this book too, because it's so awesome, and I love this series. Next question. A book you read fast, and one that took you long to read. Book that took me fast was Anna and the French Kiss. I read this pretty quickly. I also read The Giver quickly, but I already chose that for an answer. But it's really fast read, but I enjoyed it. I enjoy contemporaries, and I did enjoy this. And it's really cute. Oh, and it's by Stephanie Perkins. I need to remember to say author names. And a book that took me a long time was The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak. And it took me maybe 2 weeks to read it, which for me is long because I can typically read a book within a week or less, so. I did enjoy it though, and I cried, and I watched the movie, and then while I was watching the movie, I was just like, that's not how it happened in the book. Okay. A pretty cover and an ugly cover. For a pretty cover, I chose These Broken Stars by Amy Kaufman and Megan Spooner. And I really want to read this book, but I'm waiting because me and my friend are going to read it together. And I will admit I read like 1.5 pages of it. I'm sorry. I just was waiting for my video to process and I forgot to bring my book upstairs to read while it was processing, so I just picked it up. I didn't get anywhere really. I got like to page 4, but it starts on page 3, so. And for an ugly cover, I picked the Legend graphic novel because honestly I don't really like the cover. The illustrations are better on the inside, but the cover, it's just not my favorite cover in the whole world. I mean, I wouldn't call it ugly, it's just that I don't really call covers ugly, so it's just like, let's just pick my least favorite cover. A national book and an international book. So for the national book, or book that takes place in my country, I picked A.B. and Roger's Epic Detour, because by Morgan Matson, I remember said the author that time, but they actually ended up going to my state, so it's extremely national. And also, I recommend this book, especially to people who don't really enjoy contemporaries or like aren't big readers, because it's actually very interactive. There's pictures, here's an example. There's a playlist of different songs they listen to, and this is like a picture of something when they went to Yosemite. I really love this book so much. It's awesome. And for an international book, I picked The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater, because this takes place, technically it takes place in a fictional island, but it is off the coast of Ireland, so I do consider it Ireland, and this is what gave me my Irish obsession, and if you have not read Scorpio Races, you should read it, because it's just the best. Okay. A thin book and a thick book. For a thin book, I picked The Incredible Journey by Sheila Burnford. That was a long pause after I said his name. I read this for school. I don't remember much about it, but it's a thin book. It qualifies. For a thick book, I would have picked The Book Thief, but I already chose that for something, so I picked Scarlet by Marissa Meyer, because I guess it's thick. I mean, it's not the thickest, but ooh, it makes cool noises when you do that. Okay. A fiction book and a non-fiction book. So for a fiction book, I picked Legend by Maria Liu, because Legend hasn't made an appearance in this book tag yet, so it had to. And if you have not read this book, you should read it, like, now. I'm trying to find places to put the books off to the side. They are all falling now. And for a non-fiction book, I picked Soul Surfer by Bethany Hamilton, and I remember reading this. This is the first book I read in less than a week. I don't know why it was, but it was, and I enjoyed it, so. Number 9, a way too romantic book and an action book. So I always feel like books don't have enough romance when they should have, but, because, you know, the feels, gotta feel the feels, but I picked the selection because, you know, it is about a prince selecting a wife, so, you know, romance. It's a good book, though. Oh, and it's by Kira Cass. And for an action book, I picked Champion by Marie Lu, because this one has, like, all the action. And it always tries to fall out of its disc jacket every time I hold it. Yeah. And I also think this cover is very, very pretty. And the last question is a book that made you happy and one that made you sad. The one that made me happy, I picked Just Listen by Sarah Dessen, because a lot of books have made me happy, but I kind of chose them for other things. But this one made me happy too. And for a book that made me sad, it's not in my possession because my friend still has it. but it's Prodigy by Marie Lu. Wow, the whole Legend trilogy made it in, yeah. But, yeah. So, I am going to tag people. I'm going to tag Leah from Handmade for Hope 01 because she's my friend who has Prodigy. So, yeah. And I will tag, I can't talk. I also tag Josh from Josh Journals. So, I will see you next time. Bye.